Welcome to the jungle. Tulum is a great place to visit and to live in. But before you get here, there are 10 things you need to know.
Let's block.
Number 1. The Wi-Fi kinda sucks. So I hate to tell you this, digital nomads or anyone else who relies on strong internet to do their work, but the Wi-Fi in Tulum isn't really the best. It's literally in a jungle, so you can expect to have some issues. So the best thing to do is to do a speed test before you move into your new place or Airbnb, or have your landlord do it for you before you move in. So if you do end up moving into a place with slow Wi-Fi, then your best option is to work in a co-working space. I recently did a video with a review of the best co-working spaces in Tulum and with the best Wi-Fi. You can click the link above to go watch it. And sometimes even if you do end up working from home and have fast Wi-Fi or in a co-working space, your power can still go out, which means you lose Wi-Fi anyway. And power does sometimes frequently go out here in Tulum because, well, we're out here in the jungle, or because of a storm. And if you come here during the storm season, then that might happen quite a lot. Number 2, the weather. Most of the year Tulum is hot and humid, so you can expect to sweat a lot. The best time to come is from December to April. The weather is hot and dry, but it's also high season, so expect a lot of tourists and expect to pay more. And then June to October is the rainy season and hurricane season. And in October and November, we had a lot of rain and a lot of hurricane and storm warnings. So you should keep that in mind if you do decide to come during the rainy season. Number 3, you can't flush toilet paper down the drain here in Tulum. That's because the sewage system here isn't built to handle that. And so flushing down toilet paper can cause environmental damage. And so you often see signs in hotels and restaurants telling you not to flush toilet paper down the toilet. Number 4, the water. Make sure not to drink the tap water in Tulum unless you want to spend most of your time in the bathroom. And then on the subject of water, Tulum has a problem with plastic waste and contamination as well as pollution. So instead of drinking from plastic water bottles, try to drink from a reusable water bottle instead. And if you're going to be staying here long term, then my recommendation is buying a garrafon. These are 20-liter water bottles that you can buy from a corner store and an OXXO. And then whenever you need to refill them, you can take the empty jug to a corner store and get a new one. Or you can also have the garrafons delivered to your apartment. And I've included the number below. Number 5, the location and the distance. So when most people picture Tulum, they think of a little town right by the sandy white beaches and palm trees. But in actuality, the center of Tulum is about an hour walk to the beach. So your best bet if you want to stay right by the beach is to stay in the hotel zone. However, it's a lot more expensive there. So if you're looking for a cheaper option, then your best bet is to stay right in the center of town or in the neighborhoods Tulum Villas, La Veleta or Aldea Zama. Number 6, getting around. So while Tulum is a small town, it's also spread out between all the different neighborhoods. So you can expect to do a lot of walking, especially in the heat and humidity. So the best way to get around is on a set of 2 wheels: bicycle, colectivo, taxi, or scooter. Number 7, safety. So while Tulum is generally a small and peaceful town, and you never really hear of violence in the international media. However, there has been an increase in cartel violence over the years, but this is usually between the different cartel gangs and rivals. That said, between October and November 2020, there were 4 cartel shootings in popular tourist spots, including at a party at a beach club where there were more than 1,000 tourists. And then there was another shooting at the end of January this year at another popular bar in Tulum. So you should keep this in the back of your mind when you go out at night here. There's also been an increase in break-ins in apartments and Airbnbs. So when it comes to personal safety, make sure to keep your doors locked at all times. And when you go out, make sure not to carry a lot of cash with you and flashy objects. A rule of thumb is to keep not more than 500 pesos on you so that you can use it in case of an emergency. Number 8, ¿hablas español? Because Tulum relies on tourism as a major source of its income, you find that many people speak English, especially in the major tourist areas and in hotels and restaurants. However, I found that speaking Spanish really goes a long way. For example, you can bargain and haggle in Spanish, so you get better deals than if you speak in English. You also get better treatment in restaurants and hotels if people find out that you speak Spanish. It also helps in emergencies, because I found that speaking Spanish is much better if you're speaking to a police officer or a doctor, because in most cases they don't speak English. And although English is spoken in most of the major tourist areas, as soon as you venture out into the local areas, you find that less English is spoken. So in terms of making better connections with the locals and making friends, Spanish goes a long way. Number 9, watch out for the snakes, spiders, and mosquitoes. Don't forget that Tulum is in a jungle, so you have to deal with animals and insects. Firstly, bring a lot of mosquito repellent. The mosquitoes in Tulum are hungry savages. Next, watch out for the spiders. During my stay in Tulum, I have found spiders in my apartment in La Valeta almost every month. And then snakes. I've only seen one so far, and that was at a cenote, but I've heard of people finding snakes in the gardens of the Airbnbs. Number 10, just be patient. Don't forget that Tulum is in Caribbean time, so you can expect slow service and things just not beginning when you expect them to. But hey, that's just one of the downsides of living in the jungle. So that's it. I hope you found this video useful. And if you did, then make sure to hit the like button. And if you plan on visiting or moving to Tulum soon, then make sure to subscribe to my channel and check out my other videos about Tulum. Until then, hasta luego.